Whether it's civil war in Sudan, political peril in Zimbabwe, an AIDS-ravaged Nigeria, or famine in Ethiopia, Africa is a continent of complexities. The countries in this vast land are abundant in their natural beauty, wildlife and cultural diversity, but most are inescapably poverty-stricken. Disease, drought and corruption all contributing to their very struggle for survival. Well, many of you have probably thought about volunteering your services in a third world country at some time or another. But would you actually do it? And if you did, would it make a difference? Well, I've been volunteering here in Kenya for the last month, and I can certainly tell you, you do have an impact. It's pretty challenging, but rewarding for all those involved. These kids are desperately in need of some TLC, and most of all, some hope for the future. Wide-eyed with anticipation and hope, Georgie, Jill and I had arrived in Nairobi, Kenya on a hot, humid and dusty afternoon. It took months of preparation to get here, but I was acutely aware we were stepping into an unknown reality. A place so full of life, awash with colour and creativity on every corner, yet streets filled with faces that hide lives troubled with trials and tribulations few in the Western world could comprehend. Video camera in hand, but hidden from the view of daring locals who I'm told wouldn't hesitate to snatch an opportunity to make a quick dollar out of a naive tourist, I was filled with trepidation, yet hopeful I could make a difference on this journey. My mission? Not to change the world, but to provide a small beacon of hope to 40 children orphaned in central Kenya. Most of these kids have lost their parents to AIDS. Their short lives already fraught with more trauma and responsibility you or I could imagine in a lifetime.
Most of the children who come, some of the children who come here, they are traumatized, they have problems. And the moment they come here, you have to sit down with them, you have to talk to them, you have to know their problems. You have to know why they are being brought here or why we are getting them here.
That fighting African spirit is hard to break. Constant laughter from these children masks a steely determination to embrace all that life has to offer, no matter how trivial. Their future, though, has been under an even bigger cloud of uncertainty since the country held its presidential elections last December. With an orphan created every 5 minutes in Kenya, the current conflict has only served to increase that number and deplete the number of foreign volunteers on the ground who play a major role in helping this country to cope with what is an ongoing crisis. Many children are dumped on the streets or simply abandoned on the doorsteps of orphanages.
Our greatest problem basically is that because of the HIV and AIDS pandemic that has been going on for the last many years, we have ended up having a lot of orphans in the country. And these orphans are, the community themselves are not able to take care of these children, so they end up in institutions.
The appeal for foreign aid is constant, and Western nations rich in comparison are under constant pressure to give more.
The government hasn't got the money. You know, it can't service all of the places. It does rely on foreign aid and sponsors from other countries.
But while question marks still plague the worthiness of pouring money into these third world nations, ask anyone on the ground who's witnessed the benefits firsthand, and they'll tell you the positives far outweigh the negatives.
It's working. Every day they feed 100,000 children just in Nairobi, every single day. It's a big operation. And that's all come from foreign aid. So there's some very, very, very positive, good things happening. But it's still only a small percentage of what's out there. They're just doing Nairobi.
We were ready to get our hands dirty, and it was often about doing menial tasks, Whether it was helping in the kitchen, peeling veggies, scrubbing pots, or washing clothes in a metal pan with a bar of soap, it's all in a day's work for these kids who've been up since 5 a.m. just to get everything done and get to school on time.
When the children get home from school every day, they'd be washing the pavement with a dirty old rag, half bending over and swishing this dirty water around and just washing that. They do that every day. Some of them would be sweeping up sort of food scraps off the dirt, washing their own clothes every day by hand, rubbing it together vigorously.
These kids are lucky to have a toothbrush, more than 2 changes of clothes and a pair of shoes each. School books are limited and toys are simply non-existent. Something as small as a bag of balloons, a packet of pens or pencils and a few soccer balls gives a joy that is not easily forgotten. Many of the children and adults in the villages have never seen a white person, or Mzungu as they called us. The rock star reception we received on our visits to the local schools was quite extraordinary and overwhelming. So, no matter where or what the volunteering project is, the biggest gift we can offer these children is hope. And they taught me it's the little things that count the most.
They teach us their language and to encourage us. They show us that there's some people who think about us.
I've learned many things. I've gone to some place I've never been to. Yeah, so much. I learn a lot. I guess I'm new friends like you.
Even if you've only got a couple of weeks to spare, you can make a difference.
From Australia, from Britain, from America, you come, you share your experience with the children, they feel most encouraged. In fact, they see there's somebody else who can come here, he can share with us, he is educated, he has a good job, he can come and interact with us, so they are very happy.
Kenya has been through enormous upheaval since my return, but my friends at Inspire Kenya say things are slowly returning to normal, although the country's very core has been shaken, and the desperate need for volunteers is now more pressing than ever. So if volunteering in a third world country is on your agenda, these people need your tender loving care at the very least, and you won't leave empty-handed. This is a journey that will bring you a whole new perspective on life.